What's going on, gang? It's been a long time. Last I left you in this vlog series, I was living in Toronto, and I think it was the day before that I was moving, or I had filmed that and I never actually posted it, so I'm not exactly sure. But you know what? It doesn't matter because this is going to be a little bit different. I have a little more time on my hands now, so I'm going to try and vlog almost every day. Casey Neistat's been kind of an inspiration to me. Now, my videos will not be Casey Neistat-esque because if you guys are familiar with him, he is ridiculous. He's awesome. If you don't know who I'm talking about, check him out. But I don't have the patience nor the expertise to edit. So this is going to be fade in, blah, 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 fade out. Sorry, guys, but that's just the way it's going to be. But today I want to talk to you real quick about a topic that kind of came to me, and it's come to me this exact time almost 3 years in a row now. And that is how to use a break from fat loss. Basically, how to use those times when you're cheating on your diet to your advantage. And the reason why this came up for the last 3 years is because May is mayhem. For my spouse and I, we have 2 or 3 birthdays and celebrations, anniversaries, things like that, each week in May, not including the May 2-4 weekends. So for us, it's crazy. There's birthday cake almost 2-3 times a week, and it's really difficult to kind of stay on point with a fat loss program, which as of late also kind of reminded me of how I treat December. Okay, December, obviously my clientele is a little bit different than other people, but a lot of my clientele is the 9-to-5er, the desk jockeys who have a lot of holiday parties, and most of us have holiday parties, right? But they find it really difficult to stay on point with their fat loss program in December. So a lot of times in December, I switch it up and we try to go through a hypertrophy or a strength phase and try to build muscle during this time, because that way any extra calories will have a better chance of going towards building muscle than obviously trying to be in a calorie deficit, and the workouts being a little bit less intense-ish in terms of weight. And that's just the way fat loss is usually. But anyway, so mayhem, getting back to mayhem, May isn't one of those months where I can really succeed on a fat loss program. And I'm actually on a fat loss program right now, even though it is May. And again, at the start of May, I'm like, oh, this time I'm going to do it. I can do it. I'm in a better place. I'm living in a new place. It should be fine. But no, there's just too many celebrations, too many temptations. I have a sweet tooth. I've always loved, cakes and, anything sweet, chocolate, whatever. But next May is going to be the first May that I actually plan on trying to gain weight in May, try to gain muscle in May. And that way, no matter, even if I am on a fat loss program, then I will stop. I will get off the fat loss program and I will get right on to that hypertrophy phase for a month and then get back on the fat loss if that's what I need to do. So the reason why I say this, the reason why I felt it was important to talk about this is because my younger audience is probably like, no, man, you just gotta push through, you gotta crush it, you just don't want it bad enough. Well, unfortunately, with close to 2 decades of training and 2 decades of experience, that's not really the case. A 25-year-old living at home or living on their own with a roommate, working 9-to-5, and the only thing they're really concerned about is getting that pump and how fast they can get their post-workout shake into their body. That's a lot different than somebody my age and has a lot more responsibility, or somebody my age or older who has kids. Like, I can't even imagine what life would be like with kids and having to take care of kids. I got to take care of a cat or two, and that's difficult enough. So with kids, you can't treat that 40-year-old with 2 kids the same as that 20 to 25-year-old with no kids working 9-to-5 who, absolutely loves going to the gym. And I love going to the gym, but I also love to eat. And when, there's stress involved, and, whether that be financial stress, relationship stress, health stress, whatever it might be, that also plays its toll as well. So, as a coach, and have been doing this for almost, like I said, 20 years, you realize, or I finally realized that May, I have to treat May just like I treat December, in that it is a maintenance month. And maybe next year I could be wrong. Maybe I can't consistently eat enough food. Chances are I will be, but let's just say I can't. I'll have to readjust again. But next May is definitely going to be, and I put it in my calendar already. My Google Calendar is going to give me a little alert on May 1st saying, get off your fat loss program, get on your muscle building and hypertrophy phase, and go from there. So just kind of want to chat with you guys about that. And if you guys, if you realize the same, and maybe this has kind of triggered or sparked you to think about your own kind of cycle throughout the year of when your best times for fat loss are. The other thing I didn't mention right now is the Raptors. The Raptors are in the conference finals now. So, usually by this time, I don't have this extra thing to do, which is watch the Raptors game. Unfortunately, it's late. So, at least late for me. So I'm not going to bed at 9 p.m. anymore. I'm going to bed at 10:30, 11, which is also hurting my fat loss efforts, because the later you stay up, when you wake up, more or less your hunger hormones are so out of whack that you're a little bit more hungry throughout the day, even though you may not be hungry. So that's another strike against my fat loss program, or adhering to my fat loss program. So do you guys find you have similar kind of like peaks and valleys throughout the year? Let me know. Drop it down. Drop a comment down there. So I'm trying my hand at organic gardening, and I took a backyard organic gardening course about a month ago. And here's what we got so far. And up there, I got some herbs and stuff up there. I'm really excited for peppermint, because I love to have peppermint in my smoothies with some chocolate. But so here we got, in these pots here and here, we have strawberries. One's everbearing, one is June bearing, which I'll get into at a later post. And then here we have radishes, and in this column we have lettuce. And then we have in the tall, I don't know if you can see them from this angle here, but in the tall wire cage here we have, I can't remember what the name of the tomato is called, Wonderlust, I believe, and they're supposed to be like Swedish sugar, but really small berries, or small tomatoes. And then the blue cage we have, I want to say white currant. I could be mixing those names up here, but white currant I believe is in that one, and it is a yellow tomato as well. Then you can't see it here. All the plants that you do see are actually marigold, which are supposed to keep away things like aphids and moths and things like that, other insects. So we have them surrounding the bed, but more importantly, they're surrounding the tomatoes, which is key. And then here we have, in the watered area, we have carrots, which I just planted. Right next to it, same distance, is beets. And then in between the carrots and the beets and that row of marigold there, we have some broccoli. And then what I'm going to try and do in this long area here, which was a flower garden way back when, or when I first moved in, way back when, is I'm going to put a bean trellis right here, and we'll have, I think I got purple something beans, green bean, basically the green beans or string beans, but they're purple. They're going to go here, and then I'm going to try and do, I think, cantaloupe. Tara really loves cantaloupe. So I'm going to try and get 4 or 5 in there and just see how it goes. It's supposed to be a really warm summer. I'm going to try and squeeze in some sweet potato as well, more for me, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. All right, got to hit some emails. So I'm just finishing up a blog post here on the Biggest Loser study that came out beginning of May, I believe. I'm just trying to rework it here and come from a different angle that's a little bit different than what the majority of the pieces on the Biggest Loser study, especially for really my mentor, taken this blog post or this study and have really kind of already pinpointed the downfalls of the study, the downfalls of how the media has reported on the study and analyzed the study, and there's been some great posts on it. So I'm just trying to kind of give my 2 cents and relate it to how my clients, or how I interact with my clients, and try to provide something a little bit different. But we'll see. Popping in for a quick adjustment here to see my chiro here in Niagara Falls, Dr. Matthew Bird. Got to get that L4 adjusted. Got some issues with my neck, but that's probably because I've been sitting at my computer a lot lately and I really haven't been 100% hitting up my mobility drills. Shame on me. So we just got a nice leg workout in today. My cousin Mike, say what's up, Mike?
Yo, what's up?
And yeah, so we did some back squats and then we finished up, our middle workout here is anterior loaded single leg deficit lunge superset with single leg stiff like a deadlift. Now I only have 30-pound kettlebells and 50-pound kettlebells. So we've been doing this for a number of weeks, and because we are both basically strong enough to do that with our regular rest time, in order to make this more challenging and to still progress, because progressive overload is the key to change, we just reduced our rest time, hence all the nasty sweat. So anyway, good workout. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Odor. If you like this video, guys, hit like, subscribe to my channel. If you don't want to subscribe just yet because you're not sure if I'm going to be able to vlog every day, I understand. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.